Welcome to the video on how to improve a basic estimated foliage height overlay. The foliage height overlay is used by the heat stress overlay. We assume that you have watched the video on how to estimate foliage height based on a web map service. We ended that video with a combo overlay that estimated the foliage height based on infrared images, a color filtering overlay, and the subtraction of the surface in terrain height overlays. We concluded that the resulting overlay provided a reasonable height for the tree trunks, but less for the branches of the trees. To create an improved estimate for foliage height, we first add an average overlay. This overlay will be used to spread higher foliage values to its surroundings. Hover over the Overlays button in the ribbon bar. Hover over Grid Calculation under Add New, and select Average and Interpolation. Once selected, click on Configuration Wizard in the Overlay Detail panel. Once the wizard is ready, select Next to begin. In the Operator step, since we want to spread the highest local values, select the Max option and click Next. In the Type step, select Input based on an other grid overlay and select Next. In the Overlay step, select the Custom Foliage Height overlay and select Next. Select Finish to close the wizard. We now have to set an average distance for this overlay. Select the Cell Averaging Distance field in the Overlays Detail panel. Write a value of 12 meters. Next, we click on the Update Now link. Once calculated, all we have to do is add a combo overlay to combine the maximum overlay with the foliage height as a filter. Hover over Overlays in the ribbon bar. And under Add New, hover Grid Calculation. And select Combo. Once selected, rename this overlay to Improve Foliage Height. Now click on the Grid Overlay A choice box and select Custom Foliage Height. Next, select the Grid Overlay B choice box and select Average Value. Next, select the Formula field and type the following formula. If A is greater than 0, select B. Else select 0. Finally, click on the Update Now link. Once the calculations are complete, compare the old foliage height overlay with the improved foliage height overlay. The trees in the improved foliage overlay have a higher and fuller foliage crown than the trees have in the custom foliage overlay. You can click on the terrain in the 3D visualization to inspect the foliage height values. Now we only have to configure this overlay as the new foliage input for the heat stress overlay. Select the heat stress overlay named PE Temperature and open the configuration wizard. Once the wizard is ready, select the Foliage Overlay step. Go to the Overlay choice box and select our improved foliage height overlay and click Next to confirm. We can now close the wizard and click on Update Now to recalculate the heat stress overlay. Once completed, we can inspect the foliage and the shade result type. Notice the foliage result shows the same foliage footprint as our improved foliage height overlay. Now select the Shade Result overlay and start the overlay animation. This improved foliage height will be a better input overlay for the heat stress overlay. You have now learned how to improve an existing overlay with an average and a combo overlay.